Good morning, students. Welcome to 12th standard physics class. Students, today's topic is on transformer. Transformer is a stationary device used to transform electrical power from one circuit to another without changing its frequency. The applied alternating voltage is either increased or decreased with corresponding decreases or increases of current in the circuit. If the transformer converts an alternating current with low voltage into an alternating current with high voltage, it is called step-up transformer. On the contrary, if the transformer converts alternating current with high voltage into an alternating current with low voltage, then it's called step-down transformer. Principle of a transformer. The principle of transformer is the mutual induction between two coils. That is, when an electric current passing through a coil changes with time, an EMF is induced in the neighboring coil. Simple construction of transformers. There are two coils of high mutual inductance wound over the same transformer core. The core is generally laminated and is made up of good magnetic material like silicon steel or iron core. Coils are electrically insulated but magnetically linked via transformer core. The coil across which alternating voltage is applied is called primary coil P, and the coil from which output power is drawn out is called secondary coil. Converting low alternating voltage into high alternating voltage there. If the primary coil is connected to a source of alternating voltage, an alternating magnetic flux is set up in the laminated core. If there is no magnetic flux leakage, then whole of magnetic flux linked with primary coil is also linked with secondary coil. That means the rate at which magnetic flux changes through each turn is same for both primary and secondary coil. Induced per turn of the two coils must be the same. So EP by NP is equal to ES by NS, or ES by EP is equal to NS by NP. NP and NS are number of turns in the primary coils. So for an ideal transformer, input power is equal to output power. So EP IP is equal to ES IS, where IP and IS are currents in the primary and secondary coils. Next, ES by EP is equal to IP by IS. This is second equation. From equation 1 and 2, ES by EP is equal to NS by NP is equal to IP by S is equal to K, where K is called transformer ratio. For an ideal transformer, for step-up transformer, K is greater than 1, and for step-down transformer, K is less than 1. So, K is known as voltage transformation ratio. In step-up transformer, ES greater than EP, implying that IS less than IP. Thus, a step-up transformer increases the voltage by decreases the current, which is in accordance with the law of conservation of energy. Step-down transformer decreases the voltage by increasing the current. Next, efficiency of transformer. Efficiency of transformer is defined as the ratio of output power to the input power. So, eta is equal to output power by input power is equal to ES IS by EP IP. Then, the efficiency eta is equal to 1. Only for an ideal transformer where there is no power loss. But practically, there are numerous factors leading to energy loss in a transformer, and hence the efficiency is always less than 1. Next, energy losses in a transformer. First one, hysteresis loss. The loss takes place a transformer core. Hysteresis loss and eddy current loss are known as core loss or iron loss. Hysteresis loss. This loss can be minimized by using a core with a material having the least hysteresis loss. Hysteresis loss is minimized by using steel of high silicon content in making transformer core. Next, copper loss. Transformer windings have electrical resistance. When an electric current flows through them, some amount of energy is dissipated due to Joule heating. This energy loss is called copper loss, which is minimized by using wires of large diameter. Next, current loss or iron loss. Alternating magnetic flux in the core induces eddy currents in it. Therefore, there is energy loss due to the flow of eddy current called eddy current loss, which is minimized by using very thin lamination of transformer core. Or flux leakage. Flux leakage happens when the magnetic lines of primary coil are not completely linked with secondary coil. Energy loss due to this flux leakage is minimized by winding coils one cover with other. Addition to the above losses, due to the vibration of the core, sound is produced, which causes a loss in the energy. Advantages of AC in long distance power transmission. Electric power is produced in a large scale at electric power stations with the help of AC generators. These power stations are classified based on the type of fuel used as thermal, hydroelectric and nuclear power stations. Most of these solutions are located at remote places. If I is the current through the wire and or the resistance, a considerable amount of electric power I squared R is dissipated as heat. Hence, the power at the receiving end will be much lesser than the actual power generated. However, by transmitting the electrical energy at a higher voltage, the power loss can be controlled as it evident from the following two cases. Case 1. A power of 11,000 watt is transmitted at 220 volt. Power P is equal to VI. Then I is equal to P by V is equal to 11,000 by 220 is equal to 50 ampere. Next, if R is the resistance of line wires, power loss is equal to I squared R is equal to 50 squared R. Already we find out. Case 2, 11,000 watt. Power is transmitted at 22,000 volt. I is equal to P by V is equal to 11,000 by 22,000 is equal to 0.5 ampere. So, power loss is equal to I squared R. Hence, it is evident that if power is transmitted at a higher voltage, the loss of energy in the form of heat can be considerably reduced. Alternating current. An alternating voltage is the voltage which changes polarity at regular intervals of time, and the direction of the resulting alternating current also changes accordingly. This diagram is known to alternating voltage and the corresponding alternating current. Next, sinusoidal alternating voltage. Sinusoidal means sine வடிவ மாறுதிசை மின்னோட்டம். If the waveform of alternating voltage is a sine wave, then it's known as sinusoidal alternating voltage. Mean or average value of alternating current. The average value of alternating current is defined as the average of all values of current over a positive off cycle or negative off cycle. This graph shown sine wave of an alternating current. RMS value of AC. The root mean square value of an alternating current is defined as the square root of the mean of the squares of all currents over one cycle. Phasor and phasor diagram. Phasor, a sinusoidal alternating voltage, can be represented by a vector which rotates about the origin in anti-clockwise direction at a constant angular velocity omega. Such a rotating vector is called a phasor. A phasor is drawn in such a way that the length of the line segment equals the peak value Vm of the alternating voltage or current. Its angular velocity omega is equal to the angular frequency of the alternating voltage. Next, the projection of phasor on any vertical axis gives the instantaneous value of the alternating voltage. Then, the angle between the phasor and the axis of reference indicates the phase of the alternating voltage. Next, phasor diagram. The diagram which shows various phasors and their phase relations is called phasor diagram. Okay students, today's topic is over. Today's homework. Students, repeatedly watch this video and learn the lesson properly. I have given you homeworks. Read and understand the question and answers, and then write the answers 3 times in your classwork note. After writing, send me the answer to my WhatsApp number. Thank you students. Wish you all success. God bless you.